This week I've had a lot of requests about how to keep ferrets cool in summer. It's summer now in Australia and it's starting to warm up quite a bit, and so people are understandably so concerned about their ferrets, as they know that ferrets do not handle the heat very well and can overheat very easily. So it is very important to make sure that we look after our ferrets, make sure that you do have a plan for when it does heat up and know what you're supposed to be doing in order to cool them down. Some signs of ferret that is hot or a ferret that is overheating is when it gets lethargic, panting, in extreme cases, unconsciousness. If a ferret has gotten to that stage, obviously you would probably want to rush it to the vet. So what are some things that you can do in order to help your ferret not overheat? If you're lucky enough to have air conditioning, we're not, but if you are, then it might be a good idea to leave the air conditioning on just so that the temperature doesn't rise too much. Ferrets should always have plenty of water to drink. Water is the number one most important thing and should always be in the cage for them. Ice cubes. You can throw some ice cubes into the water just to make sure that it stays cooler for longer. You can freeze some water bottles, like these examples here. I always make sure that I have them just in case in the freezer. So normally when it gets really hot, I'll actually put 4 of these in their cage, just kind of lined up together so that they can snuggle up in between them. And what you can do is put them in a kitchen towel or in a pillowcase. Hands are frozen. You can also place a damp towel in the ferret's cage, so not too wet, obviously you don't want it to be all soggy, but just so that they can snuggle up in between the towel. You can damp a towel, place it over a cage, and then have the fan blowing lightly onto the towel, so that'll make a makeshift air conditioner. You can also place a container with shallow water in the cage, so obviously not too deep because you don't want to come home to a drowned ferret, but just some nice shallow water which they can waddle in or drink out of if they feel overly hot, or lie in if they feel too hot. Make sure that the blankets in the cage throughout summer are lighter ones, so no flannel, for example. You can have a water bottle spray available at all times, so whenever anyone walks past and they can see that the ferrets are quite hot, you can spray them with the water bottle. Some ferrets actually really like this and just stand there and try to get as much mist on them as possible. And most importantly, make sure that your ferrets and their cage are in the coolest room in the house, out of direct sunlight, and make sure that there is nice airflow going through the room as well, so you don't want the room to get too stuffy. While you're doing all that, pray for rain. Please, to the gods of rain, make it rain for my ferret. If you have just noticed that your ferret has overheated, the first thing that you should do is get a damp towel and wrap the ferret in the damp towel. Never throw an overheated ferret into cold water, because the change in temperature will cause the ferret's body to go into shock. If it's drinking, give it plenty of water to drink, and hopefully it recovers. However, if a ferret does not recover, then you need to rush to the vet, as it's a medical emergency and your ferret needs to be seen and treated by a vet immediately. And that is it. I hope you like that. I hope those tips come in handy. Let me know if there is anything else that you would like to know. I'll try to be doing a video every week from now on. Thanks. Bye.